Welcome, everyone, to a deep dive. Today we're pulling back that purple curtain on the world of Scott Landon, the writer.
Right, the very private, very complicated world.
And we're seeing it all through his wife Lisey's eyes after his death.
Yeah. And our mission, really, is to follow her as she navigates. Well, not just grief, which is huge, obviously.
It was this mountain of stuff he left behind. Papers, secrets.
Exactly. A whole secret geography of his pain, his magic, maybe. It's more than just cleaning out an office.
Oh, much more.
It becomes this terrifying quest for her. Like a forensic examination, almost.
Looking into a hidden life.
Yeah, retrieving information, under incredible stress. And the information itself is, well, it's coded, sometimes dangerous.
And the pressure isn't just internal from the grief, it's external too, right from the start.
Oh, immediately.
She's got these academic types circling, calling his leftover stuff inconcabula.
Such a heavy word.
Right. And Lisey, bless her heart, she just instantly thinks of them as inconks.
Which kind of sums up how she feels about that whole side of it.
Yeah, she's dealing with boxes, journals, furniture, rugs, and crucially, those piles of unpublished fiction everyone wants.
But the real tension, the thing we need to unpack and what Lisey has to figure out, is the gap.
The gap.
Between Scott Landon, the famous author, the public face.
The one everyone thinks they know.
Exactly. And the raw, secret Scott. The one with the codes, the dangers, the one only she really knew.
His Scottness, as she puts it.
That's it. That's where the real story is, not in the published books.
Okay, so let's unpack this battle, because it is a battle. She's fighting grief, obviously.
And she's fighting these academic vultures.
Yeah, especially Professor Joseph Woodbody. He's like the self-proclaimed king of the intunks.
Right. And he immediately tries to shut her down. Says she's not qualified to be the literary executor.
Why? Because she has, and I quote, no college degree at all.
Can you believe that?
Yeah.
He wants the manuscripts, thinks he's the only one who can handle them.
It's this, almost ridiculous fight over who owns the story.
It really is. Woodbody wants the official stuff, the papers, the intellectual property.
But Lisey starts to realize the real Scott, the key to him, it's not in those files.
No way. Her job, her real work, is decoding the personal things, the artifacts. They tell a completely different story, a hidden one.
And she finds a guide sort of accidentally, not in his notes, but...
Through her sister, Amanda, which is fascinating.
Okay, tell us about that.
Well, Lisey finds out that Amanda, during her stays when she was struggling herself, she'd secretly numbered all of Scott's magazines and journals.
Numbered them? Why?
Maybe seeking order. Who knows? But it wasn't about academic insight. It was like this hidden record of their travels, all those campus visits.
90 campuses a year sometimes, right?
Yeah. So it becomes this accidental, really personal timeline, a forensic map almost.
Made by someone the academics, like Woodbody, would probably just dismiss.
Exactly. And Lisey realizes this is her guide, this hidden inventory.
So the focus shifts. It's not about the professors anymore.
Not really. It's about the personal trauma, the stuff that made Scott need all that secrecy, all those codes.
And that map, Amanda's numbers, it leads straight to a defining moment, doesn't it? A violent one.
It does. Lisey figures out that this deep fear Scott had, hating reflections after dark, all that, it wasn't from his childhood, not primarily.
It was from one specific event.
One public, violent moment. The start of his need for that secret life.
Okay, so let's dive into that flashback. Nashville, 1988. The Shipman Library, groundbreaking.
Yeah, and the atmosphere is key. It's boiling hot, the humidity.
Suppressive heat off the asphalt. And there's tension already with that English professor, Roger Dashman.
Oh yeah, the stalwart with a fake southern drawl. Lisey can feel his dislike for Scott. Smug dislike.
But Scott, he's totally performing, right? He's loving it.
Absolutely. He's full of energy, making jokes about Iran-Contra, topical stuff.
He loved that connection with the crowd, that plugging in.
Lived for it, that energy flow between him and the audience, that electric moment.
Which makes what happens next just brutal.
Completely out of nowhere. This guy, Gerd Allen Cole, Blondie, the 5150 kid,
steps out with a Ladysmith .22
and says something totally bizarre. I gotta end all this ding-dong for the Fresias.
Fresias? What? It's just chaos crashing into this formal event.
Total chaos.
Yeah.
And then Lisey reacts.
This is her big moment. The silver spade.
The ceremonial one, yeah. Engraved commencement, Shipman Library.
She doesn't think, she just hits him.
Brings it right down on Cole's face, shatters it. The shot goes wild up into the sky.
It's this incredibly raw, protective violence. It really defines her, doesn't it?
He finds their bond, her strength, and the contrast is stunning.
Her violence versus Scott's reaction.
Right. He doesn't yell or fight. He just sort of shock walks away.
Making that weird whistling sound when he breathes in.
Yeah, high and strange. And his heart, she says, is like a bird's heart. Fast and light, not human.
He's breaking in that moment.
Fundamentally, checked out. Retreated into those hidden places, the ones he'd eventually share the codes for with her. That sound, she never forgets it.
So that trauma, Nashville, that's why he needed the codes.
Exactly. It created the need for this whole secret language of survival.
Which Lisey struggles to remember sometimes. She pushes it away, like behind her purple curtain.
Yeah, it's painful territory.
But we need to decode it.
Yeah.
Because that's where the real Scott lived.
Okay, let's do it. The foundation is bools.
Bools. What's a bool?
A bool is like a hunt or a game, a short trip. Is how he engages with the trauma or with the other place, his ritual.
Okay, bool is a trip, but then there are blood bools. That sounds much worse.
Oh, it is. That's not a trip. That's self-harm, self-laceration.
No.
To let out the bad gunky. It's like a physical purging ritual, letting the badness out.
The bad-gunky. What is the bad-gunky?
That's his term for this hereditary madness. A homicidal mania, he called it. Something passed down through the men in his family, the Landons, the Landreaux.
Wow. So it's this inherited darkness he felt he was always fighting.
Every single day. And he made a distinction. The bad-gunky was active, lethal, different from Gomers.
Gomers, like her sister Amanda.
Right. Gomers were, in his view, garden variety catatonics, people who just shut down, passive collapse. The bad-gunky wanted out. It was dangerous.
And his father. His father used to cut them, Scott and his brother.
Yeah, with a pocket knife. Called it wacky preventative medicine against the bad-gunky.
My God, that's an incredible layer of trauma just in that one phrase.
It's incredibly dark. But it kind of explains Scott's own coping, the blood pools. It was almost an inherited ritual itself.
Like the greenhouse incident.
Exactly. Where he sliced his own hand open to let the bad-gunky out.
And then soaked it in Lipton tea bags. That detail always stuck with me. Why tea bags?
Yeah. Okay, so if you connect that to the bigger picture, the tea bags are like the everyday home version of the real cure.
The real cure being?
From Booyah Moon, the other place. Scott could literally travel there.
He could, physically.
That's the story. And there was a pool there, a special pool he used to heal himself, especially after Nashville.
So the tea bags in warm water, that was like a mini version.
A weaker version, yeah. A way to do a healing bool at home without making the full dangerous journey to Booyah Moon. A little bit of the magic brought into their world.
That makes sense, the magic echoing in the mundane. Okay, tell us about Booyah Moon. He took Lisey there.
He did. Repeatedly. And it sounds, well, both beautiful and terrifying.
How so?
Intensely tropical smells. She remembers frangipani, bougainvillea, but the light is strange. The sun is boiling in a crimson house of fire.
And the moon.
Loaded and burning cold. So conflicting, intense sensory details. There's the healing pool, these sweetheart trees.
And how did they get there? That part's amazing, too.
On what Lisey remembers as this giant piece of fabric, like an old flour sack, with Pillsbury's best flower printed on it.
A flour sack? Seriously?
Yeah, these really domestic, safe images anchoring this totally otherworldly trip. It's how he framed it for her to protect her.
But it wasn't safe there. Not entirely.
Definitely not. Despite the beauty, Booyah Moon has its terror. Capital T terror, the long boy.
Okay, what is the long boy?
It's hard to describe. Massive, sentient, like a great high river of meat is how it could.
A river of meat. Ugh.
And it chases people, especially if you stay too long near the pool, especially after dark.
And it's drawn to Scott specifically.
Lisey realizes it is. Drawn to his internal state, the bad-gunky. And she gets scared it's going to become her long boy, too, if she gets pulled too deep into his world.
So his family trauma is literally connected to this monster in another reality.
It's not abstract danger. It's real, physical, metaphysical threat.
Okay, so let's track Lisey back to the present, dealing with the inkunks. Scott left her one final bool hunt, right? A posthumous prize.
Yes, the last one. And using Amanda's inventory, the codes, it leaves her back.
Back to Booyah Moon.
To the story tree there.
And what does she find?
She finds his final manuscript. Wrapped up in something comforting, domestic again. Good moss, cheerful yellow African.
Her word for an Afghan.
Right. And the title of the manuscript? It's just one word. Lisey.
Oh, wow. So this is it. The last secret.
The last piece of inconcabula that truly matters. It's the full story, the unvarnished truth.
Which is?
It's a flashback. Scott, age 10, he murdered his father.
Murdered him?
With a pickaxe. Dumped the body down an old dry well.
Why? Why would he do that?
He believes it was mercy, an act of euthanasia, to save his brother, Paul, who was really suffering from the bad-gunky, and to save himself, probably.
That's unbelievable. That violence as a child, that's the foundation of everything.
It's the terrible truth Lisey now has to carry, the core of his hidden life.
And almost immediately, she has to use this knowledge, this connection to Booyah Moon in her own world.
Right. The stalker, Jim Dooley. Turns out he was connected to Gerd Allen Cole, the shooter from Nashville, in the same institution.
And Lisey. She fights back using Booyah Moon.
And she does. She leverages that reality to deal with Dooley, and she uses the silver spade again.
The same spade from Nashville. How?
It traveled with her, between worlds. It becomes this symbol of her power, her practical protective strength.
And she uses the other side of Booyah Moon, too, the healing side.
Yes, with Amanda. She uses the pool water,
How?
transfers it mouth to Amanda, and pulls her out of that catatonic state, the Gomerism.
So she's wielding both the violence and the healing from that hidden world.
Exactly. It's her moment of agency.
Mm-hmm.
She proves that she, the woman with no college degree, is the only one who truly gets Scott's legacy and can use it.
So what happens with the official legacy? The manuscript's wood body wants.
Lisey makes a choice, a very deliberate one. She sends the public stuff, the journals, reviews, stories, the book Snake, to the Fogler Library at the University of Maine.
Okay. Why there?
Because it's not where Professor Woodbody is. She specifically keeps it away from him.
Yeah.
She even triumphantly renames him Woodsmucky in her head.
Huh. Good for her. She controls the narrative.
She takes control, chooses her trusted place over his academic entitlement.
And she makes another choice, too, for herself. About Booyah Moon.
Yeah, about the yellow Afghan, the African, the thing that traveled between worlds.
What does she do with it?
She lets it dry out, the magic fades, and she plans to cut it into pieces.
Cut it up. Why not keep it whole as a connection?
Because keeping it whole keeps the door open too wide.
Yeah.
Cutting it lets her keep just a piece, like anti-magic, a charm against going back.
A way to stay grounded.
Exactly. It's her saying, I have the knowledge, I understand the power, but I choose this life, my hard-earned reality. Over the terror and the pull of his hidden world, she anchors herself.
Wow. So her deep dive, it gave her the terrible truth, but also the power to choose her own reality.
Yeah. And we're left with that contrast, aren't we? The messy chaos of our reality, drunks winning lotteries, novels with plots that creak a bit, versus the awful, maybe beautiful logic of Scott's secret world.
Yeah. It's quite the legacy.
So maybe a final thought for you listening. Scott once said that to Lisey. He felt whole, loved all the way around. In our world, drowning in its own kind of inconcabula, digital trails, public faces. What's the bool? You know, what's the small hidden puzzle, maybe the difficult secret that really defines the whole picture of the people we love?
Something to think about. What's hidden on your own personal bookshelves? Okay, that's all the time we have for this deep dive.